Hi, my Cdrama companions. Hope you are all doing well. Let's continue the story. The episode begins with our hero preparing to leave for abroad. Before leaving, he asks his friend to take care of his motorcycle. He also reminds him about the fish tank that he was supposed to give to the heroine. But when the hero returns home, he notices that the fish tank is still sitting there. Naturally, he is confused. So he immediately calls his friend to ask what happened. His friend has absolutely no idea what he is talking about, and before the two of them can even figure out what is going on, the hero suddenly notices the heroine standing there. It turns out that she has come to return the raincoat she borrowed from him, and since she is already there, the hero asks her to take the fish tank with her. But before they can decide what to do, his friend suddenly shows up. The heroine explains that her house is too small to fit such a huge fish tank. The hero then tells her that he can't take it with him because he is going abroad and a fish tank obviously isn't something he can simply take onto a flight. So after going back and forth for a while, they finally come up with a solution. His friend agrees to take the fish tank to his own house, and just like that, this fish tank problem is finally solved. Meanwhile, the heroine has something much more important on her mind. She is busy preparing for her college entrance exam. With the help of her grandmother, she carefully packs everything she needs. Her grandmother even makes sure she has all the necessary pens, pencils, and other things required for the examination. But while helping her, the heroine suddenly notices something unusual. Her grandmother's skin is peeling. She immediately becomes worried, asks her grandmother what happened. But her grandmother simply tells her that it is nothing serious. Still, the heroine clearly senses that something isn't right. Then comes the day of the entrance exam. The heroine goes to the examination center together with her grandmother. Everything seems completely normal at first. She goes through the necessary checks and gets ready to enter the examination hall. But just before she goes inside, something terrible happens. Her grandmother suddenly collapses. The heroine is completely shocked. Without thinking about the exam anymore, she immediately rushes her grandmother to the hospital, and because of this unexpected emergency, she ends up missing her college entrance examination. After all the preparation she had done, she doesn't even get the chance to sit for the exam. And at the same time, another important decision is being made somewhere else. The hero is supposed to be leaving for abroad, but just before he boards the flight, he receives a message informing him that his mother's house is going to be sold. After seeing the message, he makes a sudden decision. He doesn't leave. Instead, he chooses to stay behind and deal with everything that is happening at home. That night, the heroine is completely heartbroken. All the hard work she put into preparing for the entrance exam suddenly feels meaningless. She takes her admission pass in the papers and throws them into the fire. She watches as everything she worked so hard for slowly disappears in the flames. And at the moment, you can really feel how devastated she is. She had worked so hard for this opportunity. She had imagined a different future for herself. But because of her grandmother's sudden illness, everything she had planned has completely changed. Now, instead of thinking about college, she has to start thinking about money. She needs to find a way to support her grandmother's medical treatment. So, from that point onward, the heroine begins looking for different part time jobs, trying to earn enough money to cover her grandmother's medical expenses. So, meanwhile, the hero and his friend are spending time at a motorcycle repair shop. Both of them know the owner well, so this is a place where they often hang out. During their conversation, the hero's friend asks the owner if he is looking for someone to hire. The owner tells him that he has already hired someone, and here is the interesting part. The person he is talking about is actually someone from their school. She is also his niece. Naturally, the conversation soon turns toward the college entrance examination. Everyone starts discussing who passed, who scored the highest, what happened after the exam. The hero then casually asks about the heroine, but the answer he receives catches him off guard. She didn't take the exam. Before he can think about it any further, however, trouble suddenly starts at the shop. A fight breaks out between the shop owner's niece and another person. The niece is heroine's friend. The hero already knows the person involved, and before long, he gets dragged into the situation. The person then challenges the hero to a motorcycle race. He makes a pretty extreme bet. If the person loses, the hero can destroy his motorcycle, but if the hero loses, the person will destroy the hero's motorcycle parts. The hero doesn't back down. He accepts the challenge and the race begins. Eventually, the hero wins the race. The other guy has no choice but to accept his defeat. Since he lost the bet, the hero tells him to kneel down. For a moment, it even looks like the hero is seriously going to damage the other man's motorcycle. But surprisingly, he doesn't actually do it. However, just when it seems like everything is finally calming down, another fight breaks out. This time, the hero is surrounded by several people, and that is when the heroine happens to see what is happening. Without wasting a second, she immediately calls the police. She also managed to get help from her friend who arrives on a motorcycle. Then the heroine herself rushes to the scene. At this time, she is the one who saves the hero. After everything is over, she notices the hero's injury and carefully applies medicine to his wounds. And instead of making a big deal about what happened, the hero casually asks her to go eat something with him. He tells her that he will treat her, and of course, she agrees. While they are eating together, the heroine asks him how he ended up getting involved in the fight. The hero simply brushes it off. He says that it just happened and that the other people were the ones who started beating him. But then suddenly the mood changes. The hero reaches for the heroine's hand. He tells her that even though their first meeting may have happened by coincidence, he believes that there was actually a reason they met. He feels that the two of them were meant to meet. Later, the heroine takes the motorcycle back to the repair shop. The heroine's friend is there, so she hands the motorcycle over to her and quickly leaves. But then the heroine's friend reveals something important. Her grandmother is seriously ill. The hero hears about it and immediately goes to the hospital, and without making a big deal about it, he quietly pays a medical bill. When the heroine finds out what he has done, she immediately tells him that he didn't need to pay for her. She promises that she will return the money, but the hero simply tells her that he only paid the bill because they are friends. And just like that, the two of them slowly return to the comfortable friendship they had before. But underneath that friendship, we can clearly feel that their feelings are becoming deeper. Later, the heroine is working at a gaming shop and the hero happens to be there too. He starts playing one of the games. The heroine tells him that cashing the doll is difficult, but the hero manages to win. And instead of keeping the prize for himself, he gives the doll to her. He even attaches the chain he had made earlier. It is such a small gift, but it actually carries a lot of meaning, and now he is finally giving it to her. Then suddenly, the hero notices something on his phone. Someone is coming to his house. The heroine immediately offers to help, so the two of them secretly make their way back to the hero's home. When they arrive, they realize that someone is actually trying to sell the house. The heroine's mother, the real estate agent, and a potential buyer are already there. But the hero quickly comes up with a plan. He suddenly turns off the electricity, the entire house goes completely dark. And then the hero and heroine begin pretending that the house is haunted. The buyer is already terrified, but then things get even better. Heroine goes upstairs and starts playing the piano. The sound of the piano coming from the second floor makes the entire situation even more frightening. The buyer completely loses his courage. He becomes convinced that there is something seriously wrong with the house, and in the end, he refuses to buy it. Eventually, the agent, the buyer, and the heroine's mother all leave. And once they are finally gone, the hero and heroine can't help but laugh. Their little plan actually worked. But then the heroine notices something else. There are paintings everywhere around the house, and she realizes that the hero is actually a very talented painter. She also tells him that she saw some paintings upstairs. The hero immediately asks her why she went upstairs, and suddenly his entire attitude changes. He becomes serious and tells her to leave the house. The heroine is confused. She doesn't understand why he is suddenly acting this way. She is also clearly hurt by his reaction, but instead of arguing with him, she simply apologizes and walks away. Outside, she meets her mother. Her mother immediately questions her about meeting the hero again. After all, the heroine had already promised that she wouldn't see him anymore. Then the heroine asks about the insurance money left by her father. Her mother tells her that she is a beneficiary. The heroine has no choice but to accept what her mother tells her. But there is something much more important on her mind. She desperately needs money for her grandmother's medical treatment. So she asks her mother for help. Her mother agrees to give her the money, but there is one condition. She must promise to stop meeting the hero. Faced with no other choice, the heroine agrees, and to prove that she is serious, she deletes the hero's contact from her phone. But just when she thinks she has no other option, the heroine discovers an agreement at home that completely changes everything. According to the document, the actual beneficiary of the insurance isn't her mother, it is the heroine herself. She realizes that her mother has been lied to her and the truth hits her heart. She looks at the document and starts crying. Everything she believed until that moment suddenly begins falling apart. Meanwhile, another important event is approaching. The hero's family is preparing for the art company's 40th anniversary ceremony, and the heroine wants to see the hero again. But she remembers her promise, so instead of directly approaching him, she asks her friend for advice on how she can get close to him again. She tries different ways to make things right. She apologizes, she tries to become friends with him again. But the hero isn't ready to accept her apology, at least not yet. Then unexpectedly, something happens that gives the heroine another chance. The hero runs out of money to play game, and since he doesn't have his own phone with him at that moment, he calls the heroine using his friend's phone. It's just a small phone call, but for the heroine it means so much because after everything that happened, she finally gets another chance to talk to him. Eventually, the hero accepts her apology, and just like that, the distance between them slowly disappears. They play together, and this time the heroine jokingly tells him that he should thank her because he won the game. The hero asks her how exactly he should thank her. And the heroine already has an answer. She wants to attend the upcoming ceremony with him. The hero agrees. But while all of this is happening, another storyline is quietly developing in the background. The heroine's friend meets with his father. His father gives him a pen as a gift, but he refuses to accept it. He tells his father that he doesn't need him to take responsibility for his future, and once again, we can see that there are still many unresolved feelings between the characters and their families. Meanwhile, the hero secretly goes shopping to buy a dress for the heroine. And later, the heroine celebrates her friend's birthday. Everything seems to be moving in a happier direction again. But then her friend asks the heroine to go to an exhibition with him. And that is when another little problem appears. The exhibition is happening on the exact same day as the ceremony she promised to attend with the hero. The heroine knows how important the ceremony is. She also knows that she already made plans with hero. But even so, she agrees to go with her friend to the exhibition. And that is for today's video, my Cdrama companions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments. I will see you in the next video. Bye.